back, and joining us on the show now is Prabir Bhattacharjee. He's Secretary General at Tea Association of India. Mr. Bhattacharjee, hi, thank you so much for joining us. And the production has been lower this year, perhaps the biggest decline that we've seen in the month of Jan to July. What's your sense and how are you analyzing these numbers?
The production has been down. The production, till the end of July 2024, the figures of which has been released by Tea Board, the industry is down by 85 million kgs. So that's a huge figure. And by the end of the year, the figure that we are looking forward to, it will be round about 130 to 135 million kgs. I am factoring in the recent announcement or the notification that has been issued by the Tea Board to curtail the production from November 30th. So if you take away the December crop and the 85 million kgs crop that we are down by, it comes to 130 to 135 million kgs drop for the calendar year 2024.
So with that kind of a number that you're already calculating, where is the major decline in production coming in from? Which states are a major concern right now?
Actually, the decline is in the northeastern India, both Assam and West Bengal. West Bengal is tilting a little to the higher side. So whatever the figures that we are seeing over there regarding the decline of the production is basically from the North Indian crop.
Okay. As the Tea Board notification has come in, they've also talked about the prices, Mr. Bhattacharjee, and that has been on the higher side, double-digit percentage on the higher side. Are you anticipating much more higher prices for the tea for this year now?
Yes, there has been a movement of the price. There's no denying the fact concern. But see, I'll give you a very interesting data which will help you realize that the price increase has not been as has been made out over there. See, in the year 2020, when the crop was very down because of the COVID, you remember there was 130 to 135 million kgs down, crop was down. The figures that were there was an increase of rupees 48 in the average price and 34% rise in the prices. But now if you look at it, till the end of July, we are down by 85 million kgs, and the increase is only 17 to 18%. So it has gone up. It's not as phenomenal as it was during the year 2020.
So you're saying from Jan to July, the tea prices already are up by 17 to 18%. Would you say all the bad news has now been factored in, or are you anticipating further price rise?
I will look into it's a better way. We'll be looking, at the end of the year, how it is coming over there. Because see, we have entered into the peak period. As you know, the August, September, October, these are the 3-4 months, which is the peak production. Around 45 to 50% of the tea comes through. Assuming and presuming that the production remains the same over here, we are still staring at a figure of 130 to 135 million kgs. Now, as calculations go, this would impact the prices. There has been buoyancy in the prices, but to what extent it remains to be seen. Whether it is going to be equal to that of 2020 is something which we'll have to watch out very closely.
All right, we will watch out for that. But also, how are you looking at the export numbers this time around? Because when I look at last year and the numbers until now, they look all fine. So what are you looking at in sense of categorization there?
Well, the exports are the last year, the exports were around 225 million kgs. Up till now, we have done 105 million kgs. So the exports, are looking, seem to be okay on the line.
What also is your sense on Indian tea demand as of now, the demand growth that you've seen over year per capita consumption, I understand has been a pain for some time now?
So the Indian tea demand, remains, and as you know, when you go with the Indian tea demand, we always look at the domestic consumption. There's not been any significant rise of the domestic consumption. So therefore, one would not hazard a case, what will be the increase of the demand over there. But the very fact that domestic consumption is the bulwark of the tea consumption in India, in our country, we always look for that, a slight increase, incremental increase also in the domestic would, do wonders for the industry.
All right. That's a number that we still are awaiting, but we get your point that the Indian tea demand seems to be stagnating right now. The exports are good. The prices in this year until now have gained up by 17 to 18%. And if the crop in the next quarter is not so great, then perhaps we are looking at even higher tea prices from here on. Mr. Bhattacharjee, as always, thank you so much for joining us. And with that, it's a wrap on Halftime Report. Business Lunch will take all the action ahead.